You're 40 years old. You've been saving for 6 years straight. Your down payment fund finally crossed $45,000. You find a house, 3 bedrooms, decent neighborhood, listed at $425,000. Your real estate agent starts applying pressure. Rates could rise. Inventory is tight. If you wait, you'll miss your chance. Your parents keep asking when you're going to stop wasting money on rent. Friends who bought it 3 years ago post photos of their backyards, new kitchens, casual comments about equity and locked-in rates. And you're sitting there staring at your spreadsheet for the 100th time. At 6.5% interest, with 20% down, which you don't even have yet, you'd need $85,000. Your mortgage payment comes out to $2,146. Property taxes, $4,700 per year. That's another $392 per month. Insurance adds $150. Maintenance, even using a conservative 1%, is $354 per month. Now you're at $3,042 every single month, and that's before furniture, before repairs, before anything breaks. Meanwhile, you're renting a similar place for $2,200. Your gut says renting makes more sense, but everyone else says you're making a huge mistake, that you're throwing money away, that you'll never build wealth unless you buy. So you end up asking the question that keeps you awake at night. Which option is actually cheaper? And here's the part nobody tells you. There's a simple rule that answers this in under a minute. It's called the 7% rule. Once you understand it, you stop listening to agents, you stop listening to family pressure, and you start making decisions based on math instead of emotion. I spend an unhealthy amount of time studying why people make terrible financial decisions, usually because everyone told them renting is a failure. If you've ever wondered whether buying really makes sense or felt pushed into a house you're not sure you can afford, hit subscribe and like the video. Because today, we're breaking down rent versus buy using real 2026 numbers. And fair warning, the answer might make you uncomfortable. Let's get straight to it. Here's the myth. Renting is throwing money away. Buying builds equity. Sounds nice, but it's wrong. Because homeowners throw money away too, every single month. It's just hidden better. According to current housing data, renting is starting to look less like a setback and more like a strategy, and there's real math behind it. When you own a home, there are 3 major costs that vanish forever, just like rent. Nobody highlights these, but they matter. Cost number 1, property taxes. You may own the house, but you still pay the government every year. The U.S. average is about 1.11% of home value. On a $500,000 house, that's $5,550 per year, or $462 per month. That money is gone. No equity, no return. Cost number 2, maintenance. Experts recommend budgeting 1 to 2% annually. Let's be generous and use 1%. That's $5,000 per year, $417 per month. Roofs fail, HVAC dies, water heaters burst. This money doesn't build wealth, it just keeps the house standing. Cost number 3, the cost of capital. This is where most people get lost. When you put $100,000 into a down payment, that money can't be invested elsewhere. Historically, stocks return about 10% annually. Homes appreciate closer to 4 to 5%. That gap, roughly 5%, is opportunity cost. Now add mortgage interest. At 6.5% on the remaining 80%, that's serious money. On a $500,000 home, $100,000 down, $400,000 financed, missed investment returns $5,000 per year. Mortgage interest roughly $26,000 in year 1. That's about $31,000 annually, or $2,583 per month. Now stack everything together. property tax approximately 1.1%, maintenance approximately 1%, opportunity cost plus interest approximately 5%. That totals roughly 7% of the home's value every year. This is the 7% rule. Take the home price, multiply by 0.07, divide by 12. On a $500,000 house, $35,000 per year, $2,917 per month. That's the amount you're effectively throwing away as a homeowner. So if you can rent a comparable place for less than that, renting wins. Full stop. Run the math for your area. Home price times 0.07, divide by 12. Drop your number in the comments. Now let's talk about 2026. Mortgage rates are expected to average around 6.3% this year, slightly lower than 2025, but nowhere near pandemic lows. Rates may dip briefly below 6%, but not sustainably. Home prices? Zillow expects roughly 1 to 1.2% growth, basically flat. Meanwhile, rents have been declining year over year for more than 2 years. By the end of 2026, rents are expected to rise only 2 to 3%, roughly inflation. Translation: renting is becoming more affordable. Buying is not. I'm not saying buying is always bad. Buying can make sense if you're staying 10+ years, you have a massive down payment, rates fall dramatically, or you value emotional stability enough to pay for it. But right now, in most markets, the math is brutal. In many scenarios, renters who invest the difference end up over $100,000 richer after a decade. That's not a rounding error. Now, homeowners will say, but equity, but forced savings, but tax deductions. Let's address that. Early in a mortgage, most of your payment is interest. On a $400,000 loan at 6.5%, you're paying over $2,100 in interest alone. You might build $400 to $500 in equity early on. Meanwhile, renters investing consistently build liquid wealth they can actually access. As for forced savings, automatic investing does the same thing without locking you into a house. Tax deductions? Most people take the standard deduction. For many buyers, the tax benefit is negligible. And yes, rent goes up. So do taxes. So does insurance. So does maintenance. Your mortgage is fixed. Your total cost is not. There are real benefits to owning: stability, control, roots. But there are real costs too: illiquidity, concentration risk, responsibility for every disaster, career flexibility lost. Over half of renters say they prefer renting. Over a third plan to rent long-term. That's not failure, that's math. Based on current rates and prices, renting is financially superior in most major U.S. markets in 2026. That won't last forever. Markets change, rates change. That's why you run the numbers when you decide, not based on what worked in 1995 or 2020. Here's the takeaway. Renting is not throwing money away. Buying is not automatically wealth building. Both cost money every month. The only question is which costs less. The 7% rule answers that in seconds. If this saved you from a 6-figure mistake, share it with someone feeling pressured to buy. And remember, the people telling you to buy usually get paid when you do. Nobody gets paid when you make the smart decision. That's why you do the math yourself. Now go run your numbers. Your future self will thank you.